Why do some people say LNG and natural gas are dirtier than coal? Natural gas is the cleanest burning fossil fuel. Using natural gas to generate electricity produces only half the GHGs and a fraction of the particulate compared to coal. So what is the basis of the claim? Energy sources can be compared on a number of environmental factors that are important. For example, how much water do they use? How much land do they take up or impact, commonly called footprint? We can also consider the amount of particulate or pollution they emit into the air we breathe. And we can look at greenhouse gas emissions. People who argue natural gas is worse than coal completely ignore three of these parameters and focus only on greenhouse gas emissions. Study after study has shown that obtaining electricity from natural gas uses much less water and takes up only a fraction of the terrestrial footprint that coal does. Frac pads are small, open-pit coal mines are massive. On pollution, there is absolutely no debate. Energy generation from coal produces deadly particulates that the World Health Organization says shortens the life of tens of thousands of people per year. In developed countries like Canada, generation from coal can be done relatively cleanly and safely, but in poorer countries, it's a much different story. Coal mining is also one of the most deadly occupations on Earth, particularly in developing countries. Since human life is at stake here, this is probably the most important factor, but critics ignore it. What about GHGs? Natural gas is methane, a greenhouse gas, and over the short term, it's worse than CO2. Although it produces only half the CO2 when burned, if too much methane escapes in the process, LNG and natural gas could be worse than coal on this measure only. Is it? To make their point, natural gas critics seem to employ green math, where 2 plus 2 equals whatever they need it to. All of the people who want to make the point that natural gas is worse than coal point to papers by two researchers out of Cornell University. But there are many more papers with opposite findings. The main paper by the Cornell researchers has been criticized on a number of points, including using estimates 3 times higher than accepted estimates, ignoring widely adopted technical solutions, ignoring the higher efficiency of generating electricity from natural gas, and making assumptions, quote, incompatible with the physics of shale gas production, unquote. Studies have shown that when you look at the whole LNG process, including fracking, shipping and pipelines, liquefaction, and generation, natural gas still comes out ahead of coal on greenhouse gases. At the end of the day, this has always been a rather curious criticism. If methane leaks, then a company's profits disappear into the air. Responsible companies and regulators need to work together to minimize this problem. For example, drones that sniff out methane leaks have been used to address this challenge. This is a technical problem, not a fatal flaw in the hydraulic fracturing or LNG industries. The world uses fossil fuels for 85% of its energy needs, compared to coal. Natural gas uses less water, less land, and reduces pollution, including lower deadly particulate emissions. Even the IPCC says natural gas can help reduce overall greenhouse gas emissions. A fair discussion about energy includes all the facts and parameters, not just the ones you cherry pick.